Welcome to this Sunday's first football game featuring your Kansas City Chiefs, featuring against your Buffalo Ravens, Baltimore Ravens, I mean. I'm off to a terrible start here today. Anyway, I figured I'm going to watch the game. I might as well watch the game while live streaming. The only difference is I can't really listen to the audio of the TV, but no big whoop, as they say in the bigness evaluating department. All right. So the Baltimore faithful are trying to clap and make a lot of noise in their attempt to disrupt the Kansas City offense, but their own offense has already faltered and punted the ball to Kansas City, hence Kansas City having the ball. A quick throw by Mahomes to Pacheco produces first down. So they're showing somebody standing on the sideline in street clothes, somebody who's apparently been injured. Mahomes dumps the ball off to number 4, who gets another first down. Chiefs are moving. They look like they're feeling it. What with their long history of playoff success, it's probably no big surprise. But I'm not entirely sure what today will bring in terms of live streaming or football. I do know this, that Mr. Pacheco received another pass um, releasing out of the backfield and picked up another first down. So good for him. Good for him. I'm sorry, he ran that one. I thought it was a pass, but he ran it. It was a handoff. It was handed off from Mahomes to Pacheco. Now you've got Pacheco again in the backfield. Mahomes in the shotgun, Pacheco beside him. Takes the snap, hands it off on a slight delay to Pacheco, who gets just 1 yard this time, As the Baltimore defense says, hey, wait a second. We need to stop these guys. We need to stop them right now. So that brings up a 2nd and 9. Mahomes trying to make himself heard from the shotgun against the, no doubt, very boisterous Baltimore crowd. I can't hear the crowd, of course, because I, unlike the people in the stadium, can't hear what's going on. I do have the closed captions on, which tell me what's happening to some extent. It's 3rd and 2. Kansas City hoping to jump out to an early lead here. It's going to obviously need to get this first down and a few more yards if they hope to be in field goal range. Mahomes takes the snap, hands it off to Pacheco, who is eaten alive in the backfield. Hell, still a couple of yards short of the first down. Maybe lost half a yard. And accordingly, brings a 4th and 2. Now, the real question is, what are they going to do on 4th and 2? What should they do on 4th and 2? What would you do if you were facing a 4th and 2 from the... Well, obviously they're going to go for it because it's too long for a field goal, too close in for a punt. Nice play by Holmes, who connects with Travis Kelce for a big gain on 4th and 2, easily picking up the first down and another 10 yards or so, probably. As you see there. I'm expecting them to cut away to Travis's girlfriend, which is why I turned the camera that way. But I guess maybe she didn't go to the game today because it's in Baltimore. It's possible. It's possible that she doesn't want to be heckled or bothered by Baltimore's fans. She can probably assume that she'll be embraced by Kansas City fans at Kansas City because she's dating one of their number one players, you know. In Baltimore, they may boo her mercilessly. So you've chosen to date the wrong football player. We can't get behind that. We don't think you should want us to. There's a flag thrown. 2nd and 6. Looks to be against defense, maybe defensive holding, which would, of course, bring up the proverbial first down, because that's an automatic first down. Maybe only a 5-yard penalty, but it's an automatic first down. So, well, and that's just sometimes life. Sometimes that's football, sometimes that's life. Sometimes you're talking to 0 people for God knows what reason. And sometimes that's life. I like to enjoy a little enduring through failure as a character building exercise. And this is one of those occasions. Oh my goodness, looks like a touchdown as Travis Kelce has caught the football. And there's Taylor Swift. There she is. She's so happy he got a touchdown. I will show you. I'll go back and show you Taylor, okay? Let's take a look at Travis Kelce's girlfriend and what she thinks about all of this. Let's go back. Okay. There we go. Where is... Oh. All right, here it is. There's the play. You see, he hits Travis Kelce in the end zone. And what are they going to show us in just a second? There she is. Travis's girlfriend, Taylor Swift, looking super excited. So, you know, good for her. Good for her and her excitement. Good for her and her boyfriend, Travis. I wish them both well. I thought for a second maybe Taylor had not chosen to attend the game in Baltimore because it's not the Kansas City home stadium. And, you know, it's conceivable that the Baltimore fans might be a little rude to her, given that she's a Kansas City fan. But no, she showed up anyway. And, that, you know, I just want to say, good for you, Taylor Swift. Good for you. You weren't scared of no Baltimoreans. And you shouldn't have been. I actually did something rather productive earlier. I went up to the wilderness and got a bunch of rocks to deal with that horrible area up there by the mailbox, which continues to cause me just problem after problem after problem. Well, so earlier today, the power went off for a little while. And rather than get the generator going, Rachel was still asleep, I just figured, you know what? Why don't I go do this thing I've been thinking about doing for a while? Why don't I go grab some rocks from the wilderness so that I've got more of a foundational level fill thing besides just gravel on top of mud. I need to kind of dig out the mud and then replace it with rocks and then pour the gravel on top of that, you know. So anyway, I'm hopeful that maybe I'll do a little bit of that at some point today. Sure, it does require me to walk up to the mailbox up there. I do have the rocks in the back of my little wilderness car here where I collected them from the wilderness. And it is the case that um, if I wanted to, the back of the little wilderness car tips. So it's like I could, if I unlatch all the right things, I could make the whole back tip and I could pour all those rocks out there. But it's a little trickier than just that, you know? It's like I've been trying to half ass this for a while. I need to basically remove the mud, the dirt from there, replace it with rocks. It's the only way I'm going to avoid this muddy trough of nightmares that that forms before my mailbox when the rain falls from the sky. And I'd like to have this problem solved before the next rainfall. Is that just wishful thinking? Is that just wildly optimistic pipe dream by Eric? Maybe. Maybe it is. But you know what else? Maybe not. So we're back to the football game now. The commercials are over. Travis Kelce is sitting on the bench, feeling pretty good about himself as he just hauled in a touchdown, putting Kansas City up by, well, with the extra point, 7 points over the Baltimore Ravens. Now, note, the Ravens received the ball to start the game. So they had to punt. Kansas City got the ball. They scored. So, you know, if you're thinking about it like a tennis match, currently Kansas City has broken serve. Of course, it's not like a tennis match because you can much less reliably anticipate that being on offense will result in points than you can reliably anticipate that having serve will result in you winning in that game. Well, down goes no. I was gonna say down goes Frazier, namely not Frazier, but Lamar Jackson. He was about to go down. He was being chased by the pass rusher from Kansas City all the way back almost to his own end zone line, but goal line, but then threw the ball away to preserve down in distance at 2nd and 10 rather than taking a sack way back at the half-yard line or what have you. So Lamar is now in the shotgun. He's got his running back to the side of him. The Baltimore offense is looking primed to change things up here. We've had the rough go of it in the early going. Now Lamar Jackson from the shotgun throws the ball to his tight end right across the middle into coverage, but in a spot where just his tight end could grab it. And the tight end name is Andrews, by the way. He's number 89. I'm assuming he's a tight end. He looks like a tight end. And Lamar Jackson had just enough of a window to get it through there to him pretty safely. However, on a 3rd and 1, the running back gets stonewalled at the line of scrimmage by Tranquil, number 23, whose handling of that ball carrier was anything but. I'm sure he's heard that about himself before. You know, it's not an unsurprising or particularly creative play on his name, but nevertheless, Lamar Jackson, they're going for it on 4th down, and he pops through a hole. Wow. On 4th and 1, picks up like 20 yards or something. Like for a second, he might go all the way. So I'm rather surprised they went for it at all from their own 32-yard line. No, I'm sorry, 34-yard line. Still, rather a risky proposition because if you don't get it, the Chiefs are already in field goal range. However, they got it with plenty of yards to spare as the scampering of number 8, Lamar Jackson, attains the first down. And now, that's going to bring up a 1st and 10. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. The Ravens standing around looking at each other. Odell Beckham Jr. is on the field, number 3. And I guess he hopes to be the receiver who receives a pass from Lamar Jackson in the soon-to-be play after these messages and this timeout. It looks like, I think the Ravens took a timeout. It's not exactly clear why. They wanted to talk something over, I guess. But I'm not entirely certain that it's not the Chiefs who called that timeout. We'll see when we return to the game. One of the downsides of taking the little wilderness car out to get rocks today, the roads, the unpaved roads, are still not dry and full. There's some mud there, you know. In fact, it was quite deep. Which means before I put it away, if I'm going to be a responsible little wilderness car owner, I should bust out the pressure washer and clean it off. All you need is a pressure washer to clean off a little wilderness car. You don't need soap or whatever. It's designed to be just rinsed off with a pressure washer. As you see, it's got a lot of mud there underneath from driving the wilderness car on the unpaved roads today. And you can look now, if you'd like, at how many rocks I got. I got a lot of rocks. I mean, I must have spent a good 30 minutes, 40 minutes picking up rocks. So you could say, given that, Eric, you really didn't get as many rocks as you should have gotten. You must have been slowly picking them up. Well, yeah, I was kind of slowly picking them up. I realized once I got there, of course, like, Doy, bring like a tote or something to fill with rocks and then carry to the little wilderness car and dump it out. I did not bring any such thing, so I had to carry them a few rocks at a time to the back of the little wilderness car. Granted, the spot I was parked at had rocks all around it, so I didn't have to go super far to locate rocks suitable to put in the back of the little wilderness car. But I nevertheless felt somewhat foolish about my bad TE regarding this. As you see there, we're returned to the stadium there in Baltimore, M&T Bank Stadium. So the game is resuming, and therefore so is the commentary. All right, 1st and 10 from the Kansas City 45. It's a handoff. The running back, number 35, gets about 15 yards, taking it all the way down to the Kansas City 30-yard line. As Baltimore says, oh no, we're not going to let you Chiefs run away with this game without putting up a fight. Big hole for number 35 there. Somebody cleared out the end, number 56, for Kansas City very nicely with their block. All right. It's hiked to Lamar Jackson in the shotgun. He was about to get sacked. He's facing a lot of pressure, but he managed to evade that. Now he's throwing it way downfield and scored a touchdown via the catching arms of Mr. Flowers, Mr. Zay Flowers, who accomplished the desired outcome by sort of recognizing that Lamar Jackson had scrambled himself into bonus time and then splitting off of his underneath route, zooming deep, getting out in front of number 32 on the Chiefs, and enabling himself to be open for a long pass touchdown. Now the kicker moves to tie it up and does so with his extra point, bringing the total score of Baltimore to 7, which is, of course, equal to the total score of Kansas City. Also, they've attained 7 points. And with about 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter, that's going to take us again to commercial break. They call it commercial break. It's really mandatory football game delay, what you should call it. I don't feel like taking a break from the football game right now. It's a cost of watching delay. All right. Well, I see not a whole heck of a lot going on in the old live stream here. And that's fine because you know what? I enjoy watching the football game and calling the football game. So, I don't need a lot of interaction from chatters or anything to do that. I find it pleasing to provide what I believe to be a pleasant, high quality, and kind of golf style calm football broadcast. You know, if I were broadcasting for a network, I'd be at the place, be more subject to getting enthused when stuff happens. But by and large, I have the steady, calm demeanor and delivery in my commentating of a golf commentator. So we're back again to the beautiful city of Baltimore, located in the state of Maryland, where the AFC Championship game is being held at M&T Bank Stadium, where the Baltimore Ravens are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, fresh from their victory over the slightly favored Bills, no doubt come into this game also an underdog. However, to quote the immortal Dat Boy Klaus, don't bet against Mahomes in the playoffs. And it's not terrible advice, as it seemed to serve him well in last week's contest. So Lamar Jackson has great escapability. They're showing highlights from a game against the Jaguars earlier in the season. And then they show a play that's reminiscent of that one from today's game, the one in which Lamar escaped and then threw the touchdown to a streaking number 4, who had broken off from his underneath route when he saw his quarterback scrambling. Mahomes now takes the snap, dumps it off to Pacheco, coming out of the backfield. He picks up about 2 or 3 yards. Looked like he might get a little more than that, but Baltimore played it well. And now the Chiefs break huddle. Mahomes in the shotgun again. Empty backfield, 5 wide, 2 to the right of him. He motions 1 into the backfield, that's Pacheco, then all the way across to the wide side of the field. And then connects with his receiver number 4, Rashee Rice, across the middle on a little block and release slant, or no, actually a little block and release comebacker, and Rashee Rice is able to pick up the first down. Now Mahomes is pointing, he's shouting, he's touching his head, he's saying things, he's up under center, 1 back in the backfield, hand off to Pacheco, eaten up in the backfield. The Baltimore defense is there and having none of it. As Pacheco loses 2 yards, bringing up 2nd and 12 for the Chiefs. So in this case, you see Kyle Hamilton, who was lined up as a DB, was probably already the play already called for him to blitz. Well, he converted that blitz into a run blitz and picked up Pacheco rather than going for the quarterback. Anyway, Mahomes, empty backfield, drops back to pass, sees nobody, takes off running, and gets most of a first down. Not quite. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 1, but picked up most of the yardage he needed to. That might have been a designed run, actually. He did look. Oh, no, I think it was not because he saw number 999 from the Ravens coming off around the edge, and that's when he decided to take off. Now, that could be a late hit there. Could be targeting even on the Ravens player. I don't think it should be, but he hit him in the head with his butt. Mahomes up under center on this 3rd and 1. Motions number 11 to the wide side of the field. Fakes the handoff. Drops it off to number 87, Travis Kelce, who picks up the first down. Mahomes had to show a nice touch there and loft the pass over the outstretched arms of the number 14, who was not rushing, but rather sort of staying at the line of scrimmage, operating in kind of a zone coverage. Now, with a first down, a fresh set of downs for Mahomes. Mahomes under center, big formation. He's got 2 tight ends in, and he hands the ball off to number 25, Pacheco, who picks up a solid 4 yards or something. I'm sorry, number 10, Pacheco. I got his number wrong, everybody. I don't know what made me call him number 25, but, well, we all make mistakes. So, the Chiefs are putting together a nice little drive here, keeping Baltimore's defense on the field, chewing some clock, making progress, staying ahead of the chains. It's 2nd and 6 now. Pacheco to the wide side of the field where he receives the pass and picks up about 1 yard. So that is not what you'd call staying ahead of the chains. Indeed, that's what you might call a stinky play. I find myself rooting for the Chiefs. I can't help it. I don't really like Baltimore. And the Chiefs are getsy. They're getty. You know? They are advancing despite the fact that they're not quite the team they used to be, but they're still making it work. So, Mahomes from the shotgun has time, throws the ball to number 4, Rashee Rice, who gets the first down and a little bit more, which will bring us to the end of a quick and entertaining first quarter. Good job, NFL. Good job, Chiefs. Good job, Ravens. So far, a clean game, more or less unmarred by penalties. I remember there being 1 penalty is all. That's always nice to see. And successfully having longer drives, without penalties means a fairly steady pace of play, which is nice. We can only hope that it remains that way for the duration of the game, but anticipate that it probably won't at the same time. All right, well, between quarters is always a good time to pack a bong rip or two, pull them through, maybe double check on your beverage situation. If you're feeling a little peckish, perhaps grab yourself a snack. Currently, we're watching a commercial for, I think it's Applebee's. Yeah, Applebee's all you can eat crap. Applebee's. Our flavor is salt. Now we've got a Modelo commercial. It talks about how if you drink Modelo beer, then you too will become a true fan of sports. Because right now, the reason you're not fanning enough at sports is because you're too sober and you need some Modelo. Okay, now getyourguide.com. Get your guide to what? Get your guide to some vacation spot? I can't tell if this is for a medicine that lets you go on vacation and be happy, or it's for a vacation destination, or what? It's for a travel suggest where to go thing or something? I'm not sure. All right, the Grammys are coming up a week from Sunday. I guess next Sunday, a week from today. Nobody cares, obviously, because if they wanted people to care, they should pick stuff based on its quality, not based on what the industry wants to win or something like that. Okay, so we have got a tie ball game. The Chiefs back in possession of the ball from the Ravens' 37 or so yard line. Rasheed Rice picks up 4 or 5 yards out of that and does a good job to get that much, even on a play that wasn't too promising. The Ravens DB closed very fast on that outlet pass there. He wasted no time saying, "I'm going to come tackle you, mister." And he did. I'm going to pull up your chats here along so I can look at them along with the football game. And make sure I include you in the conversation about this exciting event. Diana Days says, "I'm quite busy today. Can we have the interview on another day?" Did we have it on the calendar for today? Well, I shouldn't have even scheduled it for today because today is football day, Diana Days. So absolutely we can not do it today. All right, so let me. It's 3rd and 5 now for the Chiefs, and I'm gonna bring up both the game and the chat here. There we go. Mahomes drops back to pass, dances around, has plenty of time, but nobody open. Finally, unloads it to Kelsey for a first down. Kelsey makes a crazy diving catch. I'm sure Taylor Swift is going to be very happy with the way that goes. But Mahomes did take quite the hit to make that play. He kind of got upsy downsied with his dipsy do. And, turn the camera to the TV, bro, says Poo Poo. Well, I might run afoul of copyright problems, I'm not sure. I guess if I don't show it very well, I won't. So Mahomes throws the ball quickly out to Kelsey. No, not Kelsey. Who is that? 83. I'm not sure who that is. Number 83. And he picks up 5 yards. A nice, solid 5 yards. And feels pretty pleased with himself for doing so. Hassan Lone, what's up is we're watching the AFC Championship game. Like all sane people. We're never going to keep Hero Lamb down because while he may get knocked down, he gets up again. All right, Mahomes in the shotgun. Motions Kelsey, motions him back. Pacheco in the backfield takes the handoff and picks up about 2 yards. Meanwhile, it looks like number 98 may have got poked in the eye or something. I got poked in the eye, making me cry to get it poked in the eye. I think that's what happened. But you know what? Maybe he hurt his leg. He just seemed to be a little limpy. You got poked in the eye, poked in the eye. All right, I was gonna check to see if it was on the calendar for today that I had. Yeah, with Diana Days. Let me see. Did I put it on the calendar? No. It's not on the calendar, Diana Days, so therefore it wasn't scheduled. Only things that are on the calendar count as being scheduled. Everything else is purely speculative. Mahomes motions Kelsey. He's got two receivers on either side, plus Pacheco in the backfield. Pacheco goes out to receive. Mahomes, seeing nobody open, takes off and gets the first down with his legs by way of the motion or verb known as running. Yes, thanks to his running legs, the Kansas City Chiefs now have a first down deep in the red zone. So, now Mahomes up under center, one back in the backfield. Pacheco takes the handoff, busts through the first level, gets brought down by the linebackers at about the 2 yard line, which will bring up a mia and goal. He drinks whiskey, he drink a cider drink. He sings songs that remind him of the good times. He sings songs that remind him of better times. All right, now, Mahomes having the best time of his life up under center, motions Kelsey. It's a handoff, as Kelsey obviously motioned to a run blocking position. You knew that was happening. Pacheco takes the handoff, busts through the defense as though it were paper mache and waltzes into the end zone, empowered to spin the ball on the ground in celebration, dance around, point at things, and strut his way back to the sideline. And yeah, you can see Kelsey picks up his block, clears out that part. 84 push is the other block responsible for clearing that hole out and making it such that that Pacheco was able to enter the end zone area relatively unresisted. All right, well, Kansas City said on this drive, hey, Baltimore, we're not fucking around. And there's Taylor Swift again. And she is looking so happy that her boyfriend's team just scored. And Ergo has a 7-point lead now. Of course, Baltimore's going to have their turn next. Because that's the way that football works. You know, it's like this. First you have a turn, then they have a turn. Will Lamar Jackson answer Patrick Mahomes' quite effective offensive drive with one of his own? He did last time. But remember, Kansas City gets the ball first to start the second half. So on their first possession, the Ravens had to punt. Love is like a second language. It takes practice. He gets us, all of us. Who is he? Jesus. That's according to the commercial, okay? Now we have a commercial for, it looks like Land Rover, maybe? No. Hyundai or Honda? Might be a Hyundai. Hi, Rachel Apollosa. How's it going, special lady? It's a Santa Fe. Still not really sure whose car company makes it. a long commercial. Still haven't seen the brand and for the car. The all new Santa Fe. Hyundai. Yeah, it is Hyundai. Hyundai. I wanted to watch this, but I'm feeling bratty right now. Well, you can just tune into Eric's watch party. You don't have to watch the game itself. My radio broadcast of the football game here, it's better than seeing it with your eyes. I paint such a glorious picture with my voice that, you know, pretty soon I'm sure CBS is going to sue me because so many people are just going to be listening to me call the game and not watching it. That's how powerful my commentary is. All right. Kansas City lines up in the kickoff formation, and number 7 boots the ball down the field and out of the end zone for a touchback. Later today, don't forget, beginning at 3:30 in the afternoon, the Detroit Lions will be visiting Santa Clara to battle the San Francisco 49ers in the second of 2 football contests of the day. Here, back at the AFC Championship game, the Ravens offense marches up to the line of scrimmage. They say, hey, it's our turn now. Kansas City, you've really dominated time of possession. Lamar Jackson in the shotgun, one back beside him, drops back to pass, throws it to number 4, Mr. Flowers, who gets a solid 8, perhaps 9 yards. Most of it after the catch, most of it after contact, although the contact was minimal. Would have been a tough tackle. All right, so with the 2nd and 1, number 8, Lamar Jackson, approaches the line, drops back in the shotgun, shifts his back to the other side of him, motions number 4 to the other side as well, and it's number 4 who ends up being the recipient of the pass, but it is dropped, and just as well that it was, as he had to go down to the ground behind the line of scrimmage and was unlikely to have made any progress beyond that point. Now we arrive at the down of reckoning, 3rd down. This deep in their own end, you'd imagine Baltimore would be loath to go for it, but they did last time and got it, so maybe not. Lamar in shotgun motions number 80 to the wide side of the field, takes the snap and hands it off to the running back, who muscles his way a couple of yards, 3, maybe 4, 1st down on the ground. He does get stood up at the line of scrimmage, but muscles past the Kansas City defender. Okay, so leading by 7, Kansas City's defense faces Baltimore with another 1st down here, 1st and 10. Lamar fakes the handoff, drops back. Oh, he tries to get shifty in the pocket, but the ball is knocked out of his hands as a Kansas City player arrives unbeknownst to Lamar from behind and knocks the ball free for a fumble, which Kansas City recovers, placing Kansas City squarely in the driver's seat here as the 2nd quarter ticks away. Clearly the ball was not going forward yet. That is a fumble. Should be upheld as a fumble if it is in fact challenged at all. He has his arm going back still. So it's going to be Kansas City ball when we return from the commercial break. And they're going to have themselves a chance to go up by 2 scores. Now, I believe based on regular season performance that most parties probably felt the Ravens were the favorite team here, have a better chance of winning, put up a better resume, from the beginning of the season until now. But the thing is, Kansas City had a lot of missteps during the year because of things like drops, mistakes, penalties, etc. They're playing a very clean game right now. When Kansas City plays clean, uh, they're tough to stop. And if Baltimore can't stop them, then it's going to be difficult for them to catch up, you know? Impossible, in fact. Now, granted, it is very much conceivable that Baltimore will get a turnover back. And how much this turnover defines the game is going to depend, obviously, on whether or not Kansas City successfully cashes in the opportunity. Given the spot on the field where the fumble was recovered, if Kansas City's not already in field goal range, they're very close. So, I would say that were to prove the case that Baltimore held Kansas City in this context to 3 points, that would be a success for the Ravens. If the Ravens could hold Kansas City to 0 points, either because they miss a field goal, turn the ball over, get sacked back out of field goal range or whatever, that would be a huge success. If Kansas City, on the other hand, can put up a touchdown here, then Baltimore finds themselves behind the 8 ball in a hole and beginning to doubt whether they were going to win this game already, even though it's still the first half, you know. On first down, Pacheco is able to pick up about 3 yards there. And Mahomes breaks huddle, attempting to do something of value here on the 2nd and 7. From the Baltimore 30, Mahomes takes the snap, throws it, quick little pass to Travis Kelce, who is about a yard short of yet another first down. So Kansas City, obviously not satisfied with 3 points here, is going to try to continue their program of clock chewing, touchdown scoring, clean, ahead of schedule football, you know? All right. Mahomes takes the snap, hands it off to Pacheco, who pushes through a fairly crowded line of scrimmage, squirts through, I think, to get a first down. Not by much. Depends somewhat on the spot, I suppose. And it does appear that a Raven is injured, slow to get up for certain. Maybe he's going to need assistance to get off the field. He's holding onto his knee as though saying, ow, 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 my knee is a hurting. Ow, 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 my knee is a hurting. But now he's walking off just fine. He's barely limping. Makes one wonder if perhaps he was making too big of a deal of that in order to try to draw a penalty for some crashing into each other that happened between him and a chief. I suspect that may have been the case, trying to milk the fact that he got knocked over into having been injured in order to elicit from the referee a penalty. But, you know, we'll never know for sure because we're not privy to that gentleman's subjective data. Mahomes takes the pass, hands off to Pacheco. Pacheco picks up about 2 yards, but the Chiefs continue to attain what I think is no small part of their agenda here, namely continue to have their offense possessing the football. They already have a substantial advantage in time of possession. Continue to safely run plays without turning the ball over or trying anything too crazy. And, you know, provide for themselves makeable third downs. It's currently 2nd and 9. They only gave Pacheco a yard on that. And Mahomes takes the snap, drops back to pass, has plenty of time, but now faces some pressure. And it looks like he's just going to have to throw it away. Yes, he is, and does. That's going to bring up 3rd and 9. So good coverage by the Baltimore secondary, as Mahomes had nowhere to go despite having plenty of time to look at his options. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. Again, they are already in field goal range with 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. And Kansas City already possessing a 12-minute advantage in time of possession. Mahomes threads the needle, drops it into Kelsey, and Kelsey, based on the spot, is going to be about a half a yard short. But they may want to look at the replay of that and see if they want to challenge that, because it depends where his knee went down, where the ball was when his knee went down. I think it was a first down, actually. And I see here on the closed captions, the announcers on TV are also saying they might have challenged it. Mahomes, too late now, takes the snap, hands it off to Pacheco, who I believe did not get it. Wow, huge win for the Baltimore defense. That's a real game changer, because they had a guaranteed 3 points, easy field goal. Tried to go for it when they should have challenged it. And really wasted a golden opportunity. So I guess my biggest complaint about what the Chiefs did there was their failure to challenge the spot on the Kelsey catch. I believe Kelsey had the ball across the line to gain when his knee hit the ball was across the line when his knee was down. So I think they would have won that challenge. Instead, they decided to play hurry up, let's get the first down by rushing to the line. But they didn't go super fast. They just ran a straight up running play, and Baltimore ate it up, you know. Pacheco's not the biggest back in the world. He's not a bruiser, but even if he were, you know, there's got to be a little room to operate or you're going to get stopped. So, lesson learned, perhaps too late, though, perhaps, for the Kansas City Chiefs. As those points that they could have gotten there, they aren't going to come back. You know, they're not going to get to rewind, play that out better, get the 3 points, feel satisfied with it. Instead, they're stuck with their poor decision and the total absence of points they attained accordingly. So, you know, one way to watch a football game is to call the game. It may not be everybody's favorite way to watch a football game. I like watching football games like this. I get that it's not a popular stream topic. It's just me and Rachel here, I think. Or maybe just me and me. I'm not sure. But that's fine. Because I enjoy talking about sports. I enjoy calling a game. I enjoy doing both concurrently because I don't have a lot of opportunity to really meow my meow. So Travis Kelsey, no, he was a little bit short. Okay, well, but you know what? Even if they had challenged it, even though he was short, he was closer than where they put the ball. and you know, might have ended up being a slightly more makeable fourth down. Now Baltimore runs the ball on first down, picks up about 4 or 5 yards. Number 8 does. Number 8's the Baltimore running back. Okay. 2nd and 5. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to drop the chat from in front of the screen so you can see the whole screen's worth of play, since not a lot of activity anyway. Uh-oh. Tipped up in the... Oh, my God! So, Baltimore, number 8, Lamar Jackson, threw the ball ill-advisedly into the outstretched hand of a defender. Got tipped way high up in the air. I thought, oh shit, this might get picked. Instead, who catches it? Lamar Jackson, who then runs for a first down. He catches his own tipped pass and scampers forward for a first down. So, lucky play for the Ravens. Also, Johnny on the spot for Lamar Jackson, obviously. And now there's a fake pitch to one direction, and actually the pitch goes the other direction. Number 4 only gets a yard or 2 out of that. Didn't really seem to fool any Chiefs. It was kind of too fast hitting for the play action to one side to cause any Chiefs to be going the wrong direction. It's rare to hear me say, for that to have been successful, it would needed to be a little bit more slow developing as a play, but that seems to be the case in that instance. All right. So Lamar in the shotgun motions back to the backfield, number 41, on the weak side of the field. Takes the snap. Gets sacked. Was going down. Threw the ball. It hit the Chiefs guy in the hand. The Chiefs guy dropped it, but I think they're going to probably call that intentional grounding. He wasn't out of the tackle box. In fact, his knee may have been down before it even left his hand. No, it did leave his hand in time, but I think it's fair to say that that's intentional grounding. They don't appear to be calling it, though. So, fair to say, schmear to say, All right, it brings up 3rd and 9. Lamar Jackson in the shotgun, 5 wide. He's got 3 to the short side of the field, 2 spread out here on the wide side of the field. And with 3 seconds left on the play clock, he takes the snap, tries to throw it a little underneath the screen, but number 95 for the Kansas City Chiefs gets his hand out and knocks the pass down before it reaches Mr. Flowers, the intended receiver. And everyone in Baltimore is like, oh, like that. Meanwhile, the Kansas Cityans are saying, yay, hooray, and wonderful times, which they weren't saying a little while ago when they had a 4th and 1 to get stuffed. The Chiefs punt returner, number 17, fields the punt on a bounce. Picks up, 8 yards or so on the punt return. There is a flag down on the field, or is that a piece of some Chiefs equipment? I think it's the latter. Maybe a mouthpiece or a towel or something. Now we're going to commercial. We got a Geico commercial on here now. Featuring the famed Geico caveman, who's understandably incensed about Geico making commercials that, the message is cavemen are not competent of doing difficult things. So he's not happy about that. He feels ontologically assaulted. And that's where the substance of that particular line of commercials gets its lies. You know, the substance of it lies there. It's deemed humorous because it's believed that there aren't currently any cavemen. But it really depends on how you define caveman, doesn't it? The most fair way to define caveman is any man who lives in a cave. What they really mean by caveman in that series of commercials is more like Neanderthal. You know, Neanderthals, maybe a certain percentage of them, occupied caves. But I'm thinking plenty of them didn't live in caves. Some of them may have even lived in makeshift structures, constructed Sasquatch style by leaning some trees against other trees. And, you know, maybe being under a thick canopy of a tree to stop rain. It wouldn't surprise me if there were Neanderthals who lived in holes in the ground. Okay, now we're back to the football game. Patrick Mahomes up under center, Pacheco behind him deep in the backfield. And he drops back, fakes the handoff. Mahomes goes deep. The targeted receiver was number 4, Rashee Rice. He gets knocked down on his way to the ball. No flags thrown. It appears to be just they got their legs tangled up. Nobody's to blame. We're taking a good look at Taylor Swift again now. And we want to do that because, and then they just noticed that they're on the Jumbotron. And that lady with the dark hair said, "Oh shit," when she was talking to her, like, "Oh shit, I'm on the Jumbotron." All right. Now, Patrick Mahomes, from his own 25, takes the snap, throws it out quickly to Rashee Rice, gets nothing out of that play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Chiefs, deep, not that deep, but back in their own end. So the problem there was number 84 was unable to hold his block against defensive back number 14 for the Baltimore Ravens, who got off that block and made the tackle. All right, 3rd and 10. Mahomes in the shotgun, shouting instructions to his fellow players, motioning Rashee Rice over to the short side of the field, takes the snap, drops back under immediate pressure, just has to get rid of it, and the Chiefs will be punting away the ball on 4th and 10 this drive. With about 3 minutes left in the first half, well, the Chiefs are going to need to rely on their defense if they hope to carry a lead into the second half, one imagines. With the punter standing on his own, 15-yard line, is that? The punt is off of his foot and heading down the field. It is downed at about the 40-yard line of Baltimore by number 29, Mr. Pyrene, 41. That's going to take us to another commercial, I suspect, with 2:47 remaining in the first half. And indeed it does. This time, it's a car commercial. What kind of car? Looks to be a Jeep. They're showing these cars, these Jeeps, these Wranglers, these whatever they are. They're showing them drive on snow, on dirt, everything but pavement. Nobody cares about a car you can drive on pavement. Pavement's for losers. So anyway, now they're having a commercial for some kind of soap, it appears. Or washing the dishes, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll use it for Cascade Platinum plus Dawn Ultra. I smell some wood smoke out here, but I don't see the source of it. I'm assuming it's not our house on fire or anything. Hopefully not. Prefer an alternative explanation to that one. Well, now I can't even really smell it anymore, so maybe the wind shifted, it started blowing the other direction. I've got so many rocks. When I'm feeling appropriately motivated, I'm going to take all those rocks up by the mailbox. I'm going to take a shovel as well. I'm going to try to remove some of the mud, push the remaining mud that already has gravel in it underneath the mud where I removed the mud, flatten it all out, put some of those rocks down, and then pour some gravel on top of that. And what I'm thinking is probably exactly the same thing as what you were thinking. Namely, great idea, Eric. That's because we're both right. It is a great idea by Eric. I'm tired of buying all that gravel only to have it still turn into mud. Just gravel, speckled mud, really. Not anything special. Not worth driving over. Now, this Super Bowl's halftime show is going to be featuring somebody whose name rhymes with Busher. And we're back. We're back to the game. We're back to the action. We're back to the fun. We're back to make traction. Baltimore has the ball, 1st and 10. Lamar Jackson in the shotgun, motions a man, takes the snap, throws to the man he motioned, who picks up about 5 yards before being gang tackled by a quartet of a quartet. That's what it's called. A quartet of Chiefs. And in case you were wondering, yes, the Chiefs did comprise a barbershop quartet. All right, now, Lamar Jackson under center. Number 4 motions, sets. Lamar motions in the other way again, back to the wide side of the field, then drops in the shotgun, moving his back to the wide side of the field until Harbaugh, not Jim, but the other one, says, "I've seen enough." And, oh no, I thought he'd called timeout. Instead, what happened is the 2-minute warning. Bob Marley, One Love, in theaters February 14th. It's the movie event of the season. You want to see it. He's a father. He's a legend. He's an icon. He's walking down the street and high-fiving people. He's playing a sold-out show. He's the voice of a generation. His message is peaceful and loving. And that's why we should all like Bob Marley. According to that commercial. Now we're enjoying a Liberty Mutual commercial. I am. Those of you who aren't here, obviously, are failing to enjoy my commentary regarding the commercial. I can inform you it involves 2 ladies, one of them looking at the baby of the other lady. I'm assuming the other lady is saying, "Stop smelling my baby," but I don't know for sure. Now we're watching people drink Michelob Ultra. Superior light beer, it says. Hi, Trouble. Now there's Patrick Mahomes in a T-Mobile commercial. And I can tell you that T-Mobile is terrible. Having been on the T-Mobile network for some time prior to switching to Verizon, my current network, you know. TurboTax Live. Yeah, yeah, yeah. TurboTax Live. Uh-huh. All right, now we're finally back in Baltimore. CBS Sports presenting the AFC Championship game brought to you by H and or R Block. Day after day, alone on a hill. Okay, so we're back to the stadium. Everybody's looking tense. Everybody's looking excited. Things are going sort of as planned. Phil Simms is there. Okay, now we've got Lamar Jackson in the shotgun, motioning Flowers, number 4, in closer to the line. He's got one back beside him, does Jackson. Takes the snap, faces some pressure from a blitzing linebacker who does not get home, but Jackson overthrows Aguilar, number 15, his intended receiver. So, Baltimore's offense having a little bit of trouble here early on in the first half, you know. I mean, it's not early in the first half any longer, but the point is, they're having some trouble early on, meaning here in the first half. Now, Lamar Jackson back in the shotgun again was a running back beside him, and have Baltimore called a timeout. Unbelievably, that's actually the first timeout called in the game. I could have sworn we'd seen more than that before, but I guess not. Fortunately, they're not taking a full timeout this time. We've got Jake from State Farm. He's hanging out with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Mahomes is showing off his most valuable bundler shirt. And on the other half of the screen, they're staying there in Baltimore so you can see exactly when they're getting ready to line up and start playing again, which is right about now, Funk's old brother. What do you want, Trouble? All right. Hushabush. Now the Baltimore Ravens approach the line. Lamar Jackson in the shotgun like last time. He takes the snap and throws it to number 43, who drops it, guess he was overthrown. See, that brings up now 4th and 4. Everybody's upset, especially for Baltimore, because they have to punt the ball. So Baltimore, Jay Stout drops back, standing on his own 33, punts the ball. It goes off of his foot into the air, travels a great distance, and is caught fairly by number 17 at the 11-yard line. Quite a sizable punt, no return. The Baltimore special teams punting unit, is feeling pretty good about themselves. And the network has now found themselves yet another opportunity to go to commercial. So we will endure that delay as we must, right? Because we don't have any other choices. Ricky Stanky. That's the name of a movie. It doesn't sound good, Ricky Stanky, but maybe it is. Now girls are playing basketball. Boys are playing football, including that Down syndrome boy. Everybody's loving sports, playing it all the time and buying stuff at Dick's. And then waiting for the commercial for golf, because it's the Masters on CBS. Coming soon. Along with Premiere Week. On Tuesday, February 13th, we're going to see the premiere of a show about people driving in cop cars, being FBI agents, doing important things, stopping bad guys, one of those shows. Then, shortly thereafter, the premiere of Tracker. Handsome man helps earnest families find things they've lost. Perhaps their loved one, perhaps their virginity. Please stop meowing at me. I'm busy, can't you see? Please stop meowing at me. All right, we're back with a minute 46 left in the first half. The Chiefs' offense on the field with a 1st and 10 standing before them, offering an opportunity to make progress down the field, possibly sufficient progress to put some points on the board. We shall see. Mahomes in the shotgun takes the snap, hands off to Pacheco. Pacheco gets nowhere. He is hog-tied, bog-bide, and he is tucked into his stirrups and buried under the ground for 0 gain. You could say the the Baltimore defense gives Pacheco, number 10, a very rough gynecology appointment. All right, now the referees have something to say about this whole mess. They've thrown a flag. Number 14 referee is yelling at people. He's trying to tell everybody what's going on. Personal foul, and that was on Baltimore's player who unnecessarily roughly tackled the Kansas City running back. I don't know if it was a personal. Oh, I see. It was something after the play. Van Noy headbutted number 87, Travis Kelce, and drew the flag. Travis Kelce then laughed at him like, ha ha ha, you got a personal foul because you headbutted me. You deserve it, you. Now Mahomes in the shotgun, 1st and 10 after the penalty. He motions Kelce, takes the snap, throws it to a streaking Pacheco coming out of the backfield, and a very good tackle by number 14, who's been playing an excellent game for the Ravens on defense. Prevents a larger gain, but brings up a 2nd and 5. Mahomes shouting orders to his teammates. In the shotgun, 5 wide until he motions Pacheco back, but now he sends him to the other side of the field, so we've got still more or less 5 wide. Oh, Mahomes squeezes through the initial pressure, but then gets popped in the face as he releases the pass, and accordingly the trajectory of the pass is disrupted. He's unable to complete it. But personal foul, roughing the passer on the Baltimore Ravens defensive tackle Travis Jones. How is that? What happened there? Oh yeah, that's right. That's fair enough. Jones reached out and basically slapped him square in the face like that, earning the personal foul, roughing the passer. So Baltimore is penalizing themselves into a Kansas City drive here. Mahomes in shotgun with a back beside him, motions Rashee Rice and sends him back, scrambles away from the pressure after getting the snap, is past the line of scrimmage, cannot throw it any longer, fakes the throw nevertheless, and scampers out of bounds after about a 3-yard gain. So, thought for a second there Mahomes might throw the ball after he had passed the line of scrimmage, earning himself a penalty in the process, but my concerns were premature. It was just a pump fake to get the defense to not converge on him quite so robustly. At midfield, 50-yard line, 2nd and 7, Mahomes takes the snap from shotgun, throws the ball deep down the field to number 87, Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Travis Kelce, who has a first down and more on a deep, like a post route. What do you want, kitty cat? Let me see the route from the above angle here. Yeah, I'd call that a post route. Okay. There are cat doors. You do not need me to let you outside for you to get outside. Go. Captain meows a lot. What? Just go outside. Oh, it's Cumpling. Get out of here. Shoot. 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 Get out of here, you. Okay, I shoot it away. That's why you didn't want to go outside, huh? Trouble? All right, now it's 1st and 10. In at the 30-yard line of Baltimore. The Chiefs with 36 seconds left in the first half. Mahomes in the shotgun. Chiefs do have 2 timeouts remaining. Takes the snap. He drops it off to his outlet underneath receiver Rashee Rice, who picks up 6 yards or so, bringing up 2nd and about 4. And let's see here. Yeah, 2nd and 4 it is. Trouble still doesn't want to go outside because Cumpling is still nearby at the top of the driveway, and I guess is tougher than Trouble. I'm not sure. I didn't know Trouble was such a puss, but I guess he is. Anyway, 2nd and 4, Mahomes in shotgun with Pacheco beside him until he motions him. No, it's not Pacheco. It's number 25. I'm not sure who that is. He back beside him again. He runs out to make himself available for a pass, but Mahomes, after looking at the coverage and the pressure, decides to just throw it out of bounds nominally towards tight end Gray, who is not obviously their number 1 tight end, but was the tight end either in the formation in that play or one of 2 tight ends, I'm not sure. All right, so that brings up 3rd and 4. Remember, the Chiefs are in field goal range. They passed up on a field goal last time, only to fail to get it on 4th down. I think they'd be rather foolhardy to pass up on the 3 points this time. Mahomes takes the snap from shotgun, avoids the pressure by stepping up in the pocket, gets the 1st down, and successfully gets out of bounds to stop the clock. However, there is a flag on the field. So the referees may have something to say about this. Often, it does appear to be holding is the initial indication of the referee before making the official announcement here. Holding it is. That's going to cost the Chiefs 10 yards and make for a much more difficult field goal should they do nothing further. But more difficult, but still makeable, I think. So, with now just 20 seconds remaining in the first half, the Chiefs offense faces a 3rd and 14. They are snapping the ball from the Baltimore 34-yard line. It's a fairly long field goal, about a 50-yarder. And they'd like to pick up at least a few yards to make it a more makeable field goal here. He dumps it off to Rashee Rice. There's another flag in the backfield, probably holding. Rashee Rice scampers into the end zone, but I suspect that's coming back because the officials did not like something about what they saw there. Let's see. Holding on the offense again. And now the Chiefs have done it twice in a row, potentially. Last time they had 3 points, they had a field goal. Instead, they got nothing, gave the ball back to Baltimore. Now, here, they had a field goal. That's holding? Come on. That's not holding. I mean, it is sort of, it looks like it, but it's not really. You let go of them right away. 3rd and 24. Now they're no longer in field goal range. They need to get about 6 or 7 yards to have even a long field goal chance. And I think they're feeling kind of foolish. They're feeling like we should have listened to Eric more. We should better prioritize picking up those field goal points when we can. Now they're feeling like a bunch of sign holders. Sign holders, be safe and wear your hard hat. Bright green safety vest and modesty pants. Your sign says slow, but you wave me fast as my wife and I confusedly drive past. 3rd and 24. And Mahomes looking a little bit perhaps eye rolly at their circumstances now. Needs to get about 10 yards or so to get a nice comfortable field goal. And even that wouldn't be super comfortable. Would like to get 15 yards to make the field goal more of a sure thing. Drops out to Kelsey. They do get past the red field goal target line mark that the network has put there. They, I don't believe, got the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down. So I think this time they are going to kick the field goal rather than being big dummies on 4th and 15. So they picked up 12 yards there of the 27 I think they needed. That's going to bring Harrison Butker onto the field. He's 4 or 5 in the postseason. He's 32 of 45 field goals attempted at 50 plus. This one is a 52-yard attempt. And if he makes it, it will leave very little time left in the first half and mean that probably Kansas City will take a 10-point lead into half. He does make it with a few yards to spare. Kansas City goes up 17-7, and Eric is grateful that another prospective 3 points were not squandered this time. 4 seconds remain in the half. No doubt Kansas City on the kickoff will squib it in order for it to bounce around and use up all the rest of the time on the clock. That should take us to the half. And once we arrive at the half, well, then we'll reevaluate our options. Consider what's going on. We'll think about things. We'll say what we think about things. But we won't think about things. We're just gonna play some jazzy jazz all of the day long. All right, DJ Jazzy Jeff. So here it goes. The Kansas City Chiefs are squibbing the ball. Nope. They are, in fact, kicking it deep into the end zone, letting Baltimore have the touchback. They figure Baltimore is likely to just take a knee, I guess. Why take any chances on a kick return? And they're probably right. But it's conceivable that Baltimore could try a Hail Mary or something here at the end of the first half. Looks like they're in victory formation, as they call it. So that brings the first half to an end. And a fine first half it was, I must say. It was a fine first half of football, and Kansas will receive in the second half. You know you've got to believe me. I wouldn't lie about that. No, I wouldn't lie about that. Kansas City will receive the ball to start the second half. Well, so obviously not a lot of interest slash action here at Livestream Chez Moi, but I'm going to persist through at least another cigarette. I may or may not, depending on how chattery I feel like continuing to chatter away my time during the halftime or something else in a way. I could go up to the top of the road there with the little wilderness car, start dealing with the rocks and stuff, but really my first order of business up there is with a shovel. It's not with the rocks themselves. Because if you want to shovel something, you better shovel mud. It's never been more true for me than it is today. And I'm not sure it's even a universal law they seem to claim it is, you know. Also, how does one seem to claim something? Like, well, I say, did that person claim something? Or did they just make noises? I hereby claim, that did not comprise a real claim. That's just what we might call plain theater, you know. So because the power went off earlier, I did I put the garage door go up by itself thing back? Or did I not? Let's chiggity check ourselves before we riggedy wreck ourselves. What do you say? You want to? This garage feels so spacious with a little wilderness car in here. It's crazy. I feel like, wow, what kind of a mansion garage is this? All right. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. I've reconnected it with my connecting fingers already. So now I just need to open it with my pushing finger. Do you want a do re C? The top of the driveway? I'm not sure if the Wi-Fi will go that far. It might, you know, DCS, disconnect us. I might drop connection, as they say, or travel beyond the range of the Wi-Fi. It's another thing they might say. They say things, but I wouldn't listen to them. They just love hearing the sound of their own voice. Unlike me, who only talks when I have important things to say. That just happens to be always. All right. Mud, go away. Don't ever come again any day.
obviously I want to scoop away as few of the gravel as possible. But it's time to just admit that I need to get this mud out of here. Down here. Mud everywhere. All right. That'll have to do for general prep. All right. Yeah, leave this shovel up here for now.
like that. And call that a little bit of progress. You put a lot of rocks there. You need to like run over with a little wilderness car to smash them all down. And put some gravel over that. So I do wonder a little bit if my horizontality has anything to do with low turnout right now. Might. Also, people might just not. I mean, this, for people who like football, this probably isn't their go-to football place. So, I think I'll wrap this up.